Hey everybody, Sean from HZad Education. Let's talk about the complicated part 3 of your PTE Core exam. That is the listening part. This has many different types of questions, including summary, multiple choice, and all of those things, which we'll look at. We'll discuss for each type of section what kind of strategy you need. 1 to 2 strategies, and they're the best strategies that will improve your listening mark. But the weird thing in listening is you will get marked on your writing as well. Here's what I mean. The very first part of the PTE Core listening test is a summary. Here you're going to hear a long audio, okay? The benefit to you is you have this little field in front of you while you're listening. That means you can type here whatever you're listening, and you won't be able to type everything, but you should type notes, just the main points of what you hear. Whatever you type here, you're going to be marked on the grammar and the spelling. There is no spell check in this exam. You will obviously, of course, be marked on the summary. Have you summarized the text effectively without missing key pieces of information? And the other challenge is you have to write between 20 to 30 words. Now, if you have tried this exercise, it's extremely difficult because it's a long transcript you would hear, and 20 to 30 words just means 1 to 3 sentences maximum. Even a third sentence is really hard to do. Most likely a max of 2 sentences is what you will be able to do. And to summarize all of that is difficult. Now, one tip for you is you want to practice mock tests to be ready for this kind of question because it is not easy. If you want to check out the best and probably the only mock tests available right now for PTE Core, check out the link in the description. The PTE Core course comes with 15 hours of videos, 5 mock tests on all modules, and real good examples, details, and strategies on everything you need to know for a CLB 9 or higher. For now, let's talk strategy. When you're listening to that long transcript, you have to multitask. You have to be good at multitasking. You want to take notes here for whatever is being said. Now, one thing you can do at home is watch YouTube videos, long ones, and try practicing a summary of those in less time, in 20 to 30 words each. So play a minute to 2 minutes of videos and try to summarize the content. Then play the video back, check out what things you missed. Most importantly, were the things you missed essential? Because if you missed key points that are important to the description, you lose marks. So you want to take notes as effectively as possible. Listen and take notes. The more you write down, the more you would remember. And you got 8 minutes, all right? 8 minutes to organize the notes in 20 to 30 words. It's a lot of time, but it is given to you so you can summarize effectively. So you want to practice this multitasking task for the summary section. Otherwise, it's really hard to do. And remember, you don't want to use introductions. You don't want to say to begin with. You don't want to use fancy connectors or long connectors. In fact, if you want to use connectors, you would use short ones like also, plus, moreover, one-worded connectors. You would not use that is why. Those 3 words, every word counts. Those 3-4 words in connectors, like moving on to, it's going to eat up so much of your limit. Okay, so be careful with your word usage, and you really have to focus on summarizing the whole text. The next one is multiple choice questions. Now here you will have to choose multiple answers, which means you have to pick more than one answer. You're given all these options and you will see a video being played. Now the video looking at the persons or person is not that important. It's still about listening, but the facial expressions might help you understand it a little better. The important thing you want to do here is look at the questions the whole time people or a person in this case are talking. Now here you have the questions in front of you. Again, you don't get it later, so you make use of that. Make sure to, again, multitask. What you want to do is look at the keywords, first of all, at the beginning in each multiple choice question. For example, here it's get colleagues to do more work on other projects, so colleagues working more. Sending information, directors meeting. These are the keywords, right? So as soon as something is being said about working hours, I would look at this one. Read it then while listening and verify if this is the option or something else. Okay, so look at the keywords at the start. So every time something similar or a paraphrased version is said, you're alert and you're listening. And remember, paraphrased versions will be said. It's not the exact same thing that will be said. So be open to options. Be open to synonyms. If it says arrange a meeting with the accounts department to discuss the report. Maybe they will say it in a way where they say, I also need to talk to the accounting section. We have to schedule something with them to work on the report. Okay, that is a paraphrasing of this whole thing, and you should be ready for that. So don't rely on the same words. Be ready for paraphrased versions, and this is the multiple choice section, after which you will get the fill in the blank section. This looks relatively simple. What's going to happen here is you will see this transcript in front of you. They will say the exact same thing that is written, but the words that are missing here are some things that you will have to listen to and put. It's simple. They'll say, so earlier today we saw the Green Palace, the building used by President until 1878. But now, of course, the national home used by, so the answer would be national. Now again, looks simple, right? But problems are, they will be fast. There is a spell check, so the words that are going to be placed here are not going to be easy. You want to learn good vocabulary, you want to have good concepts of basic to a little advanced vocab. So if there's any challenging word, you know how to spell it. Also, you have to be really careful with the words around it, this one and this one. And that goes for every blank here, because when they're speaking about these words, they will very quickly mention the answer and it's going to be fast. So concentrate a lot harder when you're near the blank, and still don't lose focus when they say other things. The problem is here, students, when they are answering this question, then they know the next one is very far away. So they kind of slack off here, but then they're unable to catch where the speaker is speaking. So don't miss the speaker, follow them throughout, and also remember, two answers could be placed very close together. You might have a blank here, 2-3 words later you will have another blank. Okay, so those would be some challenges you can expect in this section. Fill in the blanks. After that, you get multiple choice again. This time it's a single answer. So you would be given options again, this time a little lesser options. It could be 4 to 5 or 3 to 5. And you would again have to just pick one, by the way, and you would look at the keywords before the video starts and also during the video. That's the whole thing you will be focusing on. When the video starts, look at the keywords. As soon as they mention something related to economy or money, you'll look at this one or this one. And when they talk about the cost-benefit analysis, you would look at business costs, or inflation, you would look at this part. So again, depending on the words or the paraphrased versions, move your eyes quickly to the relevant multiple choice option. And if they say that, of course, mark it, eliminate the rest. Next, you would have a little complicated, something that you probably haven't seen before in listening tests. It's select missing word, which could be a word or a phrase, which means it could be 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, or a few words, 4 to 5 words as well. You would listen to a video, you would watch a video as well, where the speaker is going to talk, most likely one speaker. They will talk about one topic for about a minute, and at the end, before they finish the sentence, the video will be cut off, and you will not hear the remaining words that they were about to say. So it could be something like a person talking about success. Hey, for success, the most important thing is you have to work hard, you have to put in the hours, otherwise you'll fail. Without hard work, beep. Okay, so it's going to be longer, but that's just an example. Now the options would be, without hard work, option number 1, you will fail. That's the correct answer. That makes sense. Without hard work, you would fail. That's probably what the speaker is going to say. Option 2 would be, without hard work, you would live a good life. You would be relaxed. Now, yeah, without hard work, you would be relaxed, but that's not what the speaker's intention is. He's pushing you to do hard work. So that would be the wrong option. So again, you would have these options and you would have to remember or understand where the speaker is coming from. Try to understand their intention and what they would likely say next. In this case, you should not look at the options. Please never look at the options while the speaker is speaking. You will be really surprised when this test is done. As soon as the speaker stops, you'd be like, what happened? What was I listening to at the end? What was the last thing they were saying? The beep, the stoppage is going to come very quickly, very randomly. You cannot be prepared for that. The best way to prepare is to practice with mock tests. And again, I highly recommend checking those out in our course in the description. So if you go to the exam, first of all, place yourself in that person's shoes. Assume or think what their intention is, what they're going to say. assume or think or imagine what their interests are, what their likes and dislikes are based on the personality type and the conversation type, and then based on that you would answer. So really try to listen to and understand the person, see where they're coming from. When they finish, then look at the questions, okay? Don't look at the questions while they're speaking. You'll be multitasking. That's gonna affect your listening ability. You will not know what the person has said. You really have to be smart here and understand exactly what was being said, okay? All right, very unique. I haven't seen this in any test before. And then you have highlight incorrect words. In this case, it's not really incorrect, it's just different. So what's going to happen is you will get this transcript. You see this one in front of you on the screen will be displayed. Now you will hear an audio, which will be very similar to this. So follow what I'm saying here, okay? They're going to say regular listeners of the show will know that we prefer watching. Did you catch that? I said we, and what's written is I. Now that's how fast this is going to be. Could be faster. It could be hidden words. It could be wrong grammar. It could be out of context things. And you have to listen to the words that are missing and highlight them, or the words that are incorrect, as it says in the question, and highlight those words. It could be 4 to 6 words, and they could be anywhere. They could be very close together. They could be spread out. Key here is to listen very closely, focus on every word. Another thing is, if there's this word here that was wrong, there could be another word here that is wrong. They could be very close together. So while you're highlighting one, keep your eyes open on another one just as soon as this one is finished. So as I'm trying to mark this, I'm listening to everything else they're saying because it could be very close together, the mistakes. Okay, don't try to make the assumption yourself. Don't try to mark the answer yourself. For example, if you think that this I wasn't is grammatically incorrect, it should be I weren't, which is not correct. But if you think that, don't put that as the answer. Just what you have listened to, it has to come from there, not from your own assumptions. Okay? Then you have right from dictation. This is your final part here. You will listen to a short sentence, a very short sentence, something like, right now the clock is 9:45. I cannot wait for 10 p.m. That is something you would have to write down. Make sure grammar is okay there. Make sure you listen very carefully when the speaker is speaking. Don't multitask. Just listen to what is being said. Then write it because it's going to be a short sentence. I'm sure you'll be able to remember it. And that's about it. So guys, that's it with the listening test of PTE Core. If you want to check out the best course that displays and details all these tests, all the strategies in 15 hours in a very comprehensive way, check out our course in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, and good luck.